So, those of you that remember when I did one of my various Next Fest batches will remember Protodroid Delta. I enjoyed it quite a bit when that demo came around, but I had some concerns about it. I don't know if those concerns have been addressed, but I liked the demo enough that I've talked myself into going for it. So we'll see how it goes.
So long as the sun shines, man will be able to develop power in abundance. Thomas A. Edison.
I'll let the game speak for itself since this is read out.
21XX. In the aftermath of the Great Energy Revolution, mankind forged a new golden age. The convergence of science and nature gave rise to a lush, self-sustaining world. A world rich in energy, blessed by the sun, carried by the wind. A time of peace and prosperity for some, and disparity for others. Utilizing their remote-piloted machines, the Viper Masters ruled their territories with iron fists. The
I feel like there's some obvious references here.
And death. The only hope for those caught in the embers of injustice rests in another corner of the world. Dr. Nora Shelton, a thinker, a scientist, a visionary. Her hands worked tirelessly to realize the most advanced artificial intelligence known to mankind. The embodiment of mankind's hopes and dreams. A protodroid known as Delta.
Now, there are two things I want to warn you all about right out the gate with this that I discovered when I booted this up. It only has an option slider for the music, and nothing else. So I've adjusted everything accordingly in Windows, but there's going to be some audio balancing problems that I probably can't fix. So I'm going to need you all to let me know if anything sounds particularly out of whack with each other and out of whack with me. I did what I could in the 10 minutes before we started here today, but like I said, a little bit of a problem when I can't actually adjust anything other than the music. Nothing seemed like it's going to get abnormally loud from the short test I did, so hopefully that holds, but we'll see. Big charge shots.
Run away! Run away!
There's no need for running quite yet. But welcome in, Epic Lady. How you doing today?
Looking good out there, Delta? Keep it up. We just need to run one more diagnostic on your systems.
So far I feel alright. Woke up extra early today, so I should be more awake than I am, but I'm not. You know how that goes sometimes. But I'm excited to see how this goes. As soon as I figure out how to advance that.
Understood. However, Doctor, you said just one more diagnostic exactly 98 tests ago.
I think we all know how that one works.
While your optimism is encouraging, might I suggest a different phrase?
Might I suggest, if you don't stop, are you ready to go?
Affirmative, Dr. Shelton. Continuing, just one more test.
I already approve of Delta's sass.
Ooh, child.
Ah, okay. Right, I remember now from the demo. Because this all was played through in the demo. So it looks like they've updated some of it a little bit. Because I don't remember the Melee having quite the trail it has now. Which is a good thing, it kind of needed it. Okay, so far so good.
Surprise, Delta. Made you something. It's a mobility upgrade that grants you a speed boost. Zoom.
That's why I couldn't dash yet. Okay.
That's wonderful news, Doctor.
You know, at first, I thought I'd hide it somewhere around Radia. But then I had a thought. That's kinda ridiculous.
You're no Dr. Light, and that's honestly a good thing.
Like, why would you check inside a volcano and think to break it out of some rocks, right?
They know
That would
exactly
be
what they're talking
highly
about.
impractical.
Right? So here, just have it. But it still needs a name. Think up something cool, will ya?
Enhanced acceleration. Would perhaps Axel suffice?
I mean, I like it, but not everyone might get it. Folks aren't ready. For now, let's call it Dash.
Oh boy, they're really just throwing the references wild right away, huh? I'm gonna move the mic a second. Hang on. There we go. With where I was sitting, I was realizing it was sitting a little far off. There we go. Dash. Momentary burst of speed, as you'd expect. Okay. It is on shift like I remembered. Okay. And they are expecting me to use it to cross this in one, then, I assume. Ah, I see. It's gonna take me a second to get exactly what they're asking of me here. Okay, it is just do it the second you pass the door. Okay. Easily done. I don't need to pause right now, game. Thank you for telling me how to pause.
Well done, Delta.
Doctor, you've outdone yourself with these algorithm changes. I believe a celebration is in order.
You read my mind, honey.
Unlikely. Doctor, as I do not possess any mind-reading capabilities. However, it is certainly possible that advancements in technology may...
It's a figure of speech, D.
Of course, Doctor. But given your penchant for humor, I reasoned that you might enjoy the... light joke.
Hey there, Blowfish. How you doing? And happy Memorial Day to you, too.
My, a protodroid with a sense of humor. Very impressive. Oh, wait. What's this?
Dr. Shelton, my sensors are detecting...
The displays here are too. Delta. Looks like some Vipers are attacking the lab.
Of course they are.
Doctor, as I have just demonstrated, I am capable of defensive combat. If necessary, I can engage our attackers.
Which, this I don't think was in the demo. I feel like they've added actually a little bit more of the dialogue and plot to the full game, which is a good thing. It kind of needs it, probably.
It's dangerous, but we don't have much time. I'm afraid that you're our only hope, Delta.
Understood, Doctor. Weapon safeties disengaged. Commencing operation.
Don't worry, I will defensively kick their ass. Okay, this is gonna take a little bit of getting used to again, because it's a little bit snappier than you'd think it would be. There we go. I'm probably gonna be dashing a lot more than I should. Ah, right. You things. I remember you. I remember not liking you. None of that. Probably should just have a charge ready at all times. things like that are exactly why. Snag those. Doesn't look like I have any other reason to be back over there. Yeah, they do track better than I thought. Okay. Full meters again. Interesting. Ah, checkpoints. Okay. That makes sense. Gee, I wonder, could that mean what it says? Huh. Sure. Yep. Figured, as with most shields, that's what I need to do for that. Okay. Stand there. Back up a little bit because that one's going to cut off early, and we're clear. Melee's a little bit more awkward than I remember it being, but I think that might just be memory playing tricks on me there. I thought I could close that gap. I should have dashed for it. It's fine. We're early on. I can't be expecting perfection yet. Though, ironically enough, I seem to recall doing a lot better when I did the demo. But that's neither here nor there. I really thought I was gonna find a way to thread that needle and throw myself down that hole, which would have just been embarrassing for everyone involved. Yep, that's the problem I remember having with that, is sometimes things look a little closer than they actually are. And then you don't make the jump like an idiot. Ah, well. Thankfully, falling off doesn't seem to do much damage, so we can work around that just fine. Dispatch them. Thank you, Lock-On, for not actually attaching, apparently. Always helpful. Now we're out of energy, which is a mild inconvenience. Would help me if I remembered that melee stuns. Yep, depth perception's gonna be my biggest flaw in this game. That's definitely gonna be a problem. Okay. I can reach a little further than I think with the melee as well, so I can use that to break shields without having to take the time to charge if I forget to. There we go. If they're starting off like this, I can imagine that this is gonna get rough. Which I'm not opposed to, but not exactly favorable towards. Missed that shot. I really should just run the other way. But I was having fun. Yep, you have to either be at the very edge of those or dash for those. Okay. Now look here, you. Enough of that. Okay. So I do need to go up and over. Probably gonna want all of this stuff that we can get our hands on, because I'm assuming this is like an upgrade currency or something. is that that wasn't available in the demo. It was pick-upable, but we didn't know what it did. Okay, that just stuns them. I was hoping I could destroy it to get it out of the way. Bounce pad, understood. Which, you know, they tutorialize what a checkpoint is, but they don't tell me what these bounce pads or anything are. They just expect me to figure that out. Which is fine. It just amuses me when they do things like that. Where something very obvious is tutorialized, but everything near it aren't. Hopefully the keyboard's not clacking too much, because I am going to be hammering away at it sometimes. Yes, I know. And I might end up switching to the controller partway through this, because I forgot that the lock-on was a thing. I was worried about accuracy. And that's clearly not going to be a problem. But I can definitely spin in place better with the keyboard, personally, than I can with the controller. So I might keep at it, I might not. We'll see how it goes as we're going. What is this thing? Ah, right, this is one of the special stages, I think. Yep. And I remember these being brutal. So this ought to be interesting. I believe if I touch one of these, I get sent back immediately. Oh no, it's just damage. Okay, that's actually not that bad. Figuring out perspective here is going to be a little bit of a thing. Gotta figure out where they all are in space, and then we're good to go. That was lower than it looked. Okay, good. Very good. So I want to go now. Except for the fact that apparently a dash jump doesn't kick as high as I thought it would, so that's a slight problem there, but it's okay. We're still alive, and that's the important part. I gotta go over there, but let's worry about up here first. Or not. Of course there's just a random gap at the end of that platform. Of course there is. That's the door open, and on we go. They definitely changed the models for those. They're a lot better now. I think these used to be just squares like the other barriers were before. Now they actually look like a threat, and it didn't jump, so that's good. These are slow now. I'm sure later they're going to become terrifyingly fast. I just cut that jump because I knew I was going to hit the wall and get knocked down anyway. Remember that advice I gave myself about keeping a charge ready at all times? Yeah, guess who forgot that immediately? Then again, when have I taken my own advice, really? Would have been great if I hadn't missed that jump, but you know. And whoop, whop, whop, hop, hip, whoop, hop. Ta-da! Definitely fumbling a lot more than I feel I should be, but at the same time, gotta get warmed back up to these movement mechanics. Welcome in, Zoe Grace. So far, so good. Holding things together. How are you doing? Snag that one from here, because there's no reason to go the long way around for it. Unfortunate. But we made it through. Ah, good, more energy. That was worth doing. Thank you. The Fiverr is still in desperate need of an update, because I've done much, much better since then, but I've just not sat down and did all of that again. Because it's honestly stopped being a priority because of the fact that, you know, it clearly wasn't working at the time. Yeah, it's not a surprise. It's kind of inevitable with any of those services that they're going to take a fairly hefty chunk of anything you make. I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah, you mentioned that before, and I still haven't actually taken a real look at that. Even though I know I should have. There's been a lot going on. So it just didn't happen. Nah, it's fine. I have it bookmarked. It's just one of those things I haven't really sat down and dug into it, is more the thing. Because you want to be sure what you're getting into with things like that. Or at least relatively. Rude. Very rude, game. Okay, that wasn't at the height it looked like, but okay, sure. Help. Help. Speaking of rude, okay. Want to play like that?
It's an ambush!
It sure is.
The likelihood that I'll survive this encounter has fallen significantly.
I mean, I already killed half of them, but sure.
Demasiado fácil. Pedazos de chatarra.
Thank you for your assistance. I appreciate it.
So it was you. My sensors detected an uptick in drone activity here, and one abnormal signal.
Mine, I presume?
See, I hope to find something interesting, but it's just you.
I am sorry
Rude.
to disappoint, Miss...
My name? How naive. Mija, just because I saved you doesn't mean I trust you. I don't even know who started this fight.
That's
Tell me,
fair.
who are you?
I am Delta, a protodroid created by Dr. Nora Shelton. Our laboratory was attacked, and I was our only option for self-defense.
So you're another protodroid? Like me? ¡Qué emocionante! I always assumed I was the only one. Oh, I cannot wait to tell Mama.
That was
Pleased to
quite the
see that
change.
You are pleased. Thank you again, Miss...
Anne-Marie Dorado. But you can call me Android. No
Yeah, of
problem.
course.
But you're lucky I arrived, mija. You wouldn't have lasted long with weapons like... those.
While my combat proficiency will undoubtedly improve with experience, you are not incorrect, Android. My current power is limited.
Yo te ayudo. I can help you. Quickly, show me your blade. Ay, this is a butter knife. But all I need to do is...
Anne-Marie, no te distraigas. Continúa la misión rápido.
Pero mamá, tengo una nueva amiga.
Entiendo, muchacha, pero la gente cuenta contigo.
Lo siento. I must go. But take this S2 core. It will upgrade that blade into something formidable. Adiós, nos vemos!
Android's power is tremendous. But with the addition of this S2, I may begin to bridge the gap between us.
Yeah, depending on how you send work individually, it honestly wouldn't be that bad.
Doctor, what is your analysis of that other proto-droid?
She was really something, huh? Android, right?
Not much for a name,
Correct.
but you know.
Creative. But she kind of looked like someone I knew once.
While Android's arrival was most fortuitous, I remain curious about her origins. Where could she have come from?
La Casa Dorada.
Doctor?
Once, Southern Radia fell on dark times. Suddenly, one by one, the Vipers went up in flames. The locals credited to La Casa Dorada.
The Golden Huntress.
It sounded like a myth, but could it have been Android? Though, isn't she more orange than gold?
Human color perception is subjective. They interpret wavelengths differently from...
That is true.
None of that now, D. I'm thinking. That face. Could she be? Anyway, girl, you were incredible out there. You don't sound too thrilled.
My apologies. I am... processing.
Being outdone that easily would also kind of hurt a bit.
Doctor, if Android's heroics have brought Southern Radia peace, then perhaps we must do the same.
Whoa, Delta, what are you saying?
I mean, it makes sense.
I believe I am duty-bound to act. I am formidable, Doctor. We should use my power for good.
No way. It's too dangerous, even for you. To see you hurt, I couldn't.
But we can no longer turn a blind eye to the Vipers. Doctor, your life was endangered today. I, too, cannot bear you getting hurt. Or worse.
I always knew you'd become a hero. And you are, albeit a much different one than I imagined. You're right. This can't go on. It's dangerous, but I believe in you, Delta.
Thank you, Doctor. For the good of Radia, I will not let them down. They will know peace.
Now, you could always just fit us with some better parts and be a little bit less worried about that whole problem. Alrighty then. Let's have a look. Welcome to the Tribute Armory. Here you'll find armors inspired by video games from Dr. Shelton's childhood. Use the tribute coins collected on each level to unlock them. We don't have any of them, but some of these are pretty obvious what they are, I would say. Yep, these are definitely not subtle, but they're well made. I'll give them that. And again, they're not meant to be subtle. Welcome to the Item Lab. Buy items to assist you through your journey. There are single-use items as well as permanent upgrades. Don't need the magnet. Plus guard would be nice, so I don't get knocked off ledges as badly, but we'll worry about that later. Grab one of these health capsules, because it's the only thing I can afford that I think I'll need. I don't think we need the ledge safety. Whoop. That's not what I wanted. I'm trying to figure out how to actually select the stage, because the buttons you'd expect aren't doing much of anything. In fact, actually, I do not know how to select a stage. Ah, there we go. I have to hover over the number, not the portrait. Interesting choice, but okay. That could have been made a little bit more clear. So you got this crazy looking one over here. You got Eldenburg, Durban, and the Radiant Bay. This one looks like it's going to be a bit problematic right now to deal with since it's got a shield, so we'll hold on to that thought till later. That one looks a little basic, might not be too bad to deal with. Can't really get a read on that one either, though. Let's try this one first. Worst case, we can back out and try a different stage if any of these get out of hand. That, I assume, is a tribute coin. Yep. And each stage, I guess, has 10 of them, then. Okay. This doesn't seem too bad so far. Not really sure if these can be called coins, but, well, if you want to call them coins, you can call them coins if you really want to, I guess. I don't need that health pickup. We're at full still. Something happened behind me. I'm not sure what. Thankfully, we don't need to lock on to hit them. It just helps. Okay, yeah. After we move off of those, they pop. Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, I must have got some sleep in my eye. Because I'm seeing something I don't believe.
Rocky Jones, I presume?
Huh. Nope. Ain't seeing things. That armor's a lot of heavy metal, but you're tiny!
Correction. This is not armor. I am Delta.
Wait. It's your diet, right? It's gotta be.
He's clearly the typical dum-dum enemy.
I bench 350, and even I couldn't wear all that. What's your secret, small fry?
Starting over. I am Delta, a Protodroid. You are Rocky Jones, correct?
Yeah, Mama calls me Rocky. But around here, I'm the king.
Yeah, you're certainly the king of people with the rocks in their heads, but I'm not sure you're king of anything else here, buddy.
While your claim to royalty is doubtful, your tyranny over Durban is not. Cease your operations, or I will be forced to engage.
Oh, you waltzed in here looking for a fight, huh? Well, if you're aiming for the crown, Missy, then you best not miss.
Not sure what that was gonna do, but I'm happy not to have found out. It's fine. Not sure I really need these that badly. Okay, you know what? That one can stay there. I'm not managing to make that jump for some reason. I'm just not gonna worry about it. You'll notice we've got a green blade now, even in our animations. So that's a nice touch. Which the green blade, I think, is what we had in the demo, so that just makes everything make sense there. Yoku block equivalent, of course. I thought I missed that, that's why I started circling around. Okay, I see what the timing is now. When the ones that are solid start blinking, I should get ready to jump for the one that isn't solid. It's more warning than traditional Yoku blocks would have. Getting fucked up because the lock-on can be a little weird at times. Oh good, dropped health. Everything is fine. That could have ended in tears, but somehow we made it work. Well, that worked. Sucker just ran off the level. I'm not sure what that other platform was for. I'm kind of suspicious of that platform, but I'm not so suspicious as to worry about turning around for it right now. I'm sure these stages are replayable. And if they aren't, well, oh well. We'll leave it for future adventures. So far, this hasn't been so difficult that I feel like I need to scrounge up every upgrade, everything. Though it could easily get to that point, for all I know. So currently the main thing is that none of this stuff is so durable that I can't just eliminate it before it can hurt me. Of course, that right there has been the problem with my strategy, is running out of energy. Okay, what do they expect me to do here? Because these can't be destroyed. Wait, that we've determined so far. Unless maybe melee can destroy them? Nope. Do they just not do damage when they're stunned? No. Is this supposed to be telling me that there's a mechanic I don't have so I can't go this way yet? Okay, that's not solid. Okay. And that puts me back here. Because it almost looks like I can corner jump my way over to where that checkpoint is. Okay, they can be destroyed, it's just, again, doesn't make itself super clear, because sometimes it did something and sometimes it didn't. But that explains why all those pylons were there to recharge our energy. Okay, so that makes sense. We'll grab these and then we'll go do this extra stage over here. Okay. Very different looking place we're in right now. Hit everything out of order there. That was a great job on my part. Yeah, the lock-on with the melee feels a little weird. Having some troubles with that. And then there's trying to hit these jumpy guys with melee. It's more than a little bit inconsistent. Which is a bit of a problem. Oh, you're just gonna keep respawning, huh? That's fun. I could have waited. Oh, I should have waited for that. Fuck it. Oh, come on now. My impatience is getting the better of me. I don't need no lock-on. I can hit anything I'm looking at. As long as I can figure out how. Once again, I hit the wrong button. I went to melee him and ended up shooting instead because I can be a real genius at times. Case in point, what just happened there. On the bright side, we did get him. Just not the way I wanted to. Rude. Hey there, Elfin. How you doing? Can't actually go in there. Okay, go the other way. That one's in a box too, so the only one we can use must be up here. Yep, okay. Dealt with... Why are those here? I guess in case you need to dodge that enemy. Maybe on a higher... Actually, I didn't even see a difficulty option now that I think about it. I was gonna say maybe on a higher difficulty they'd actually take a hit better and be more of a problem. It doesn't seem like that'd be the case either. Yeah. Yeah, that was a choice on my part, wasn't it? Best you'll be, you'll never catch me. It is still following me, which is a bit of a concern. Yep, I got a little antsy because it was still chasing me around. It's not so much a puzzle as just pay attention, hey, there's orb, go touch orb, don't die. There we go. Now back into the regular stage. Now that we know we can destroy those with a charge shot, or not. Oh, they must just have a high damage threshold then. Okay, that explains why it was inconsistent before, whether they'd be destroyed or not then. Which also means I don't need to burn energy on them. There we go. Now we're starting to get things that don't just die, and it's actually throwing me off a little bit. There we go. So this is still suffering from the one thing I was a little bit worried about with it from the demo, which is that things are kind of basic. Which isn't a bad thing, but could hurt its longevity potentially. Once we start getting some boss weapons, though, I assume this will get more interesting. There we go. Yeah, see, this one's just not dying. There we go. And they do drop health sometimes. Good to know. Yep, I fucked that one up. That one's on me. I got a little too ahead of myself, which is nothing new. Perfect. There's a tribute coin over there that I want. There we go. There's also one on the other side. Do I want that one badly enough to go get it? Greed says yes. Common sense says no. And this is why I have split decisions. I'm still getting used to the amount of movement I get out of the dash, because you have a lot more control in the air from it than you think you do. And it keeps meaning that when I react and to do what I actually want to do, I'm surprised when it works. And I throw myself into a whole problem instead. So I'm very much one of those people that does not actually trust the controls or the game to do what I actually want, because of how many games don't actually do what you expect them or want them to do. So I'm frequently surprised when controls are tight enough to do what I'm asking of them. God damn it, game. Of course, those shield mechanics can be a little funky. Okay, those actually hit way harder than I thought. We finally had our first death, which admittedly was in the first real stage we were in, so I suppose it really wasn't that long. I'm not sure actually how to deal with those guys being double shielded, considering the lock-on really has it out for them instead of what I need to destroy. Answer being, I don't use the lock-on for that part at all, but the platform's now left me behind instead, which is an issue. I don't think it's coming back either. Nope, can't clear that jump. Great. Hopefully they don't respawn from that. If they do, that's gonna be an issue. And of course, that's all I needed the platform for, was crossing that one gap that I couldn't jump. Ah, well. Whoa there. Don't know what happened there. Everything just kind of stopped. Oh, that reminds me, actually. If things do go wrong, note the fact that there are very little in the way of options for this game. Just gonna point that out. I can lower the resolution to kind of adapt if it does start acting too funky, even though it really shouldn't be acting funky in the first place. It's always an option for things to break down when whether they should or shouldn't. But resolution's about the only option I've got. I just find it very odd that it's acting up at all now, considering the demo did not have any such issues, and I have better hardware than I did then. Which always makes things a little interesting. But, as we all know, with any of these machines, consistency isn't really a concept. I feel like I'm missing something by not going over there, but we'll just keep going. Because this might actually be extra over here instead. I'd be the first to say I'm not really sure which way's the correct direction. That time I hit jump and dash too close together, so it didn't take the dash. Now this must be a good direction to go, considering there's a tribute coin there. I disregard your platforming mechanics. I will just make my own way. there's that slightest bit of recoil from some of your attacks that means you can't jump away from a problem either. What? I think I just fell through the ground on that one. Not really sure what happened there. Whoa, the momentum on that was weird. The second I left the platform, it changed its mind what my momentum was. And that got a little confusing. But that's something we're gonna have to bear in mind for later, probably. Now, your momentum is only ground-dependent while you're still actually touching the ground. Which is, of course, absolutely not how physics works, but we don't need to think about it that much. Avoid the spooky quick man-esque lasers. And I could be doing this a lot cleaner, but I'd have to take my time more, and I'm much more interested in getting to a boss sooner rather than later and finding out how those fights go. Playing some very aggressive jump rope here. Okay, those don't get stunned by melee. Got it. That was the problem from before. There we go. Just leaving that as quickly as possible. That was all gonna be bad. Not quite how I meant to land that, but it worked. Shield or no shield, I'm gonna still destroy you just fine. Okay, you upset me. Go away. I don't have to destroy those, but as I said, they upset me. Yeah, I figured you were gonna do something terrible to me there, game. That's why I moved through that quickly. There's some bits to this game that scream trap, and that was one of them. Very good, very good. Don't need that health still. Hit that for good luck. Grab that. We'll be able to get ourselves a new armor already, so that's good. I appreciate that those aren't so expensive that you can't get them in one stage, and they definitely littered a lot of tribute coins around for you to find, considering each section of this stage has had 10 each so far. So I appreciate that. Because it means you don't have to be super particular about searching in order to get anything. But if you want to get everything, of course, then you do have to really look. And just flying through, we found a good chunk of them. Considering in this section we got 6, and in the last section I think we had like 8 or 9 out of 10. They really know which parts are going to hurt you, too, because they've been putting health after some of the particularly annoying parts. Which is good. Wasn't sure I made that jump. I'm starting to understand how the perspective in this game lays out, so I can actually make these moves. Whew. Long stage, though. I would have figured we would have been at Rocky by now. We might actually be, with the way this looks. Nope, there's still more. Now that's at least a mini-boss. Just gotta watch out for those mines. If all the damage I take is just from being too impatient and hitting one time too many, I'll take it, honestly. Yep, he's getting a little bit better about shooting. But only a little bit. I fucked the timing on that all up. Oh, he's shooting bigger shots now. I don't like that. His AoE's also gotten bigger. Which some could say might be leaning a little toward unfair. Just look at that. It's very hard to see that wave coming off of it, because everything's the same color off of that attack. I feel like they could have made that a slightly different color so you could tell that that wave is coming out a little quicker. But it's kind of fine. It's just not ideal. That I assume was a mid-boss.
Alright! I'm digging this, small fry! Oh yeah, you've got skill! Real iron, man!
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying this.
You know, I think I'm starting to respect ya!
I am pleased to hear that, Rocky Jones. I hope there are no further doubts about who I am. Now that you understand, perhaps we can...
Boys, we got ourselves a non-quitter on our coattails. How's about a promotion, huh? Think I'll promote you from creepy, freakishly strong small fry to,